So I'm investing £50 per day into the S&P 500 for the next 100 days, and this is the week 5 update, or 25 days of investing every single day into the S&P 500. In this video, we're going to go through every single day that I've invested this week. So I'm going to show you the recordings, the screen recordings of me doing it, and then we're going to go through the week's performance, compare it to what the S&P 500 has returned in that week, and then compare it entirely to investing in a lump sum and see how I'm performing. Let's get into the video. So let's just get straight into the recordings. If I just press play, then we're going to go through every single day of me investing. So in this first day, this was Monday. So you can see that my S&P 500 everyday ETF pie was at £1,002. And you can see I'm investing £50 per day into SPXP. So I'm doing the screen recording and I'm down £4.21 at the start of this week, or I'm actually up £2.58. So this week, I noticed that my screen recordings were a little bit shorter. They're around about 20 seconds per day. So I am rushing a little bit. And as you can see, my portfolio was at £25,000. So all of my portfolio had been transferred across into my Trading 212 account. As you can see, I'm up £7.30 for the entirety of this project. You can see in the last 24 hours, I'm actually up £4.77. So this week, we can already see that the S&P 500 was recovering quite a bit. And as we go into Wednesday, we can see we're going into the start of Wednesday up £2. So we've actually lost a bit just towards the end of that day. So the end of Tuesday, it seems that the portfolio had come down, or the S&P 500 had come down. Last week, I returned £6.94. And as you can see, up 0.7% going into Thursday. Wow, I'm really speeding through these recordings, aren't I? It looks a bit of red there. Wow, down £8 in the last 24 hours. What happened on Wednesday? We're going to have a look at that. We're going to talk about that at the end of these recordings. So Wednesday, down £8. Going into Thursday was down £8, which is crazy. We're negative 0.7%. And then going into Friday, the final day of the week, I'm probably thinking that the week can't get any worse. We're down £8 already. And as you can see, it's red. Oh, then we go into, it's actually green. Last 24 hours, up £4, up 0.3%. You can see it's a bit choppy. We've had a lot of ups and downs in this week. I wonder what's happened this week. We're going to talk about all of that at the end of this, after these recordings, but you can see I'm down £3, just about £2.16 for the entirety of this project, down £5.40 for this week. So that is the recordings that I had in the week. Quite quick. Usually they're around about 3 to 4 minutes, but that was only about 2 minutes. Anyway, now that we finished the recordings, let's go and take a look live what has happened this week. So if we just open up the Trading 212 app, we can see that my portfolio is sitting at £25,624. So what's changed from last week is that my portfolio has been fully transferred over from free trade. So if we take a look down here, I actually have around about £8,000 in cash. So that is currently accruing 4.9% interest on a daily basis from my Trading 212 account, which is brilliant. Obviously, I want to put that into the market, but at the moment, I'm trying to think of what I want to do with that money, taking a bit of time to analyze and think about what I want to do. So now if we just come down to my S&P 500 everyday pie, we can see it's currently sitting at £1,246.40. So in total, if we come to the yearly graph, we can see that I actually started only like 5 weeks ago. So it's a massive flat line, but I'm down £3.60 or down 0.6%. If we come to the last 3 months, it's the same outlook. But if we come to the last month, I'm down £6.62 or 0.9%. And then in the last week, I'm actually down £5.93 or 0.4%, sorry, 0.5%. I think at the start of the week, I must have been positive, but in this last week, it's actually taken a bit of a downturn. Not great. It's been a bit of a choppy week. So we can see that I'm about 25% of my way through my 100-day goal, so 25 days in, which is brilliant. Auto invest is off. I explained that in my previous videos, where auto invest on Trading 212 doesn't particularly work very well. And it's something that I'm hoping that Trading 212 fixes in the future, but obviously it doesn't work particularly well for trying to invest every single day, or at least 5 days per week, which is the days that the stock market is open. So I had a comment on my last £50 per day update video where someone suggested that I should invest like once a week at the start of the week to see how that performs, or like the start of the month to see how that performs. And I think that's potentially what I'm going to do with my £8,000 in cash. And we can have a look at whether investing on a Monday morning is better than investing on a Wednesday afternoon, and just compare the returns of a certain ETF or a certain market for a month versus when we're investing every single day or every single week. My balance score is 10 because there's only one ETF in here and I don't have any dividends. I have around 60 people who have viewed this pie. That's quite a lot. I'm quite happy. When you click into the pie, you don't actually see anything. You just see the ETF that's in the pie. pie, I don't think you actually see the holdings or the amount of money that I have in this pie. If we now take a look and compare this week versus the actual performance of the index itself, or the performance of the ETF that I've picked, the ETF that I've picked is the Invesco S&P 500 Accumulative ETF, or SPXP. So in this last week, SPXP has been down 0.49%, or just around 0.5%. But if we go back to my pie, we can actually see in this last week, I'm down 0.5%. So I've returned roughly the same amount as this ETF. I think because we saw that this ETF has been quite up and down this week, that makes quite a bit of sense. I've probably bought in at around a high point and a low point, and it's sort of averaged out at the right amount. But if we take a look at last month, the ETF has returned 0.22%, whereas if we go back to my pie, over the last month, I've returned minus 0.9%, which is kind of terrible. I'm being outperformed by the ETF by around 1.1%. We should expect this. It is widely known that lump sum investing is actually better than dollar cost averaging or trying to time the market. And obviously me investing every single day, I'm missing out from the start of the week or the start of the month on certain gains because I'm investing every single day as opposed to investing that at the start of the month. Obviously, I had this thought, and I mentioned this quite a bit in my last video, where if the market is coming down, I'm actually going to do better than the market because I'm buying as the market's coming down. So I'm buying at slightly lower prices every single day, as opposed to at the start, when you get down to the bottom, you're going to have the biggest difference in percentage value or price value, as opposed to person investing every single day. They're sort of catching that downward slope as it goes down. So currently I'm underperforming. Now, this is to be expected because markets are sort of expected to go up over time, but we're only 5 weeks in or 25 days in, and I'm expecting to do this series for 100 days or even potentially 250 days, which will be a full year. But we don't know what's going to happen this year. We don't know how the market is going to perform. And the reason why I wanted to do this series is simply because I wanted to see if a theory that the market's going to come down this year would hold true. Now, I don't think this strategy is good. I wouldn't recommend doing this. I think the best way to do it is just to invest once a week or once a month and just forget about it. Don't try and time the market. Just buy once a month, pick a day, and just buy into whatever ETF that you're thinking of, or the market in general, and just set it and forget it, as they say. I would not recommend investing every single day. Now, this is just an experiment. It is not financial advice. It is not me telling you to invest every single day. This is basically me saying, I want to do something cool. This is basically me saying, I want to see if my theory holds true, which is that the S&P 500 is going to come down this year, and compare it to lump sum investing. Obviously, my best option would have just been to dump this money into the market, but that's not fun. It doesn't make good YouTube videos. And also, the funny thing about investing every single day is it gets me to think about the market every single day. It gets me to think about what's actually happening and make the decision to screen record and show me doing the investing. So that is the 5th week update for investing £50 per day into the S&P 500. This series will continue. It will carry on going every single week. I'm going to be updating you on what's happening with the market, what's happening with my investing £50 per day. So look out for these videos in the future. If you want to see what's happened in the previous weeks, because some of these weeks have actually been quite good. Like last week, I actually beat the market, crazily enough. You can go check out the playlist up here. If you want to watch another video about investing every single month into an all-world ETF, then check out this video. I do upload other videos. I do upload a lot of different type of content, but they're all about me. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Welcome back. What do I usually do as this intro? So I've been investing 100... No, I'm not.